You know, folks, when I started this whole scoreboard here for the administration's performance on the Second Amendment, I didn't expect to use it this many times, and I clearly need to reformat it because I'm running out of space for bad stuff. Today is going to be the last one that I can do before I have to reformat because we are out of space, and we're using the last space today, and guess what? Yep, it's another bad one. Yep, absolutely. So there's a lot of banter online right now about the inaction of the administration as it pertains to certain political prisoners that were taken during the Biden administration. And I'm here to highlight really two stories, three individuals, two stories, but I'm sure that there are countless others that are out there. And these are the ones that just happen to be the most popular right this second. But I'm sure that if you dig in, and I'm sure that many of you know of some folks, go ahead and list their names down in the comment section down below, and I'll look into them and see what their stories are all. But these are just coming straight from my brain. And since this administration seems incapable of doing their own homework, except for those folks that did some rioting a couple of years ago, they were really zeroed in on those ones and got those folks out of jail right quick and in a hurry. But when it comes to peaceable citizens that weren't doing anything illegal except, in the government's view, exercising their Second Amendment right that is enshrined in the Constitution of the United States, literally the second thing that they wrote, they did so in defiance of the decrees of the government, and they are still rotting in jail. Since the administration can't figure that out, I'm going to make this as simplistic as possible. I'm going to do this like I'm talking to a 9-year-old. The Irving Hoover case. Now, what these two individuals did that was not particularly intelligent, but not illegal, is they made a drawing of a thing, basically. And what they did with this drawing is they put it on a big piece of metal. And so what I have here is a piece of AR-500. And Mr. Irving was selling these things as novelty items. His friend and, I suppose, advertiser was a guy by the name of Matthew Hoover, and his channel's name was CRS Firearms, a channel that has since been taken over by his wife, and the quality of the content on the channel was sus to begin with and hasn't gotten any better since she took it over. But that's beside the point. I guess what I'm trying to say here is the dude made videos about a drawing, and he's in prison for 5 years. Mr. President, what the fuck? Now, to flesh this out a little bit, they charged him with conspiracy to traffic machine guns, even though that thing is not a machine gun. It even says not a machine gun on the side of it. And when the government attempted to take this thing and cut it out and put it into a gun to supposedly convert it to a machine gun, it didn't work. It made the gun malfunction. But they convicted him anyway because juries are... I can't say that on YouTube. Mr. President, I feel like you have some experience with dumb people who sit on juries. I feel like I ought to destroy this prop really quick before the government shows up and kicks down my door and shoots my dog or something like that. Since, you know, you might say, oh, Kurt, well, you're a licensed federal firearms manufacturer. You have the license and all the cool guy stamp and all that sort of stuff. So did Mr. Hoover. Some people might say, oh, well, you know, they're just really busy, or, oh, they just need their Solicitor General to get signed. You didn't need your Solicitor General to pardon a whole bunch of people that rampaged across the Capitol. How about some political prisoners that were taken by Biden's ATF? How about we chop chop? I thought you said first day or first week.
All of those Biden disasters get ripped up and torn out. My first week, but maybe my first day in office, okay? Maybe my first.
It's 3:15. This video was brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. They are my go-to stop for all things medical. It doesn't matter whether you need something that just holds a bunch of Band-Aids and maybe some aspirin or something like that, or if you need an actual trauma kit. If you don't have a trauma kit in your house or in your vehicle, then I highly suggest that you go check our people out at Medical Gear Outfitters, and they offer all of you a discount. You can find all of that information over at the affiliates page and all the relevant places, and use that to great effect. And I can hear you typing now. Kurt, you're being a real prick these days. Yep, totally am. Absolutely, it's basically my MO because it ruins my day every single day that I get out of bed, and this administration that I voted for is not keeping its promises. And this is just another instance of something that could have been resolved very easily, but they're dragging their feet on it because they got other stuff that they care about instead of the freedom of people who otherwise were doing nothing wrong. And you say, well, that's just it, Kurt. They've been really busy and they haven't had time to get around to it yet. And to you, I say, okay, well, there have been no updates to the Irving Hoover situation, right? And okay, I'll accept that they just haven't got around to that one yet. So let's shift now to the Patrick Adamiak situation. This one is the exact opposite. This one, the Department of Justice is currently trying to scuttle his appeal. And has scuttled his appeal so that his only chance of getting out of prison before his 20-year prison sentence, mind you, he was a Navy sailor that just got selected to go to NSW. Yep, that's flushed. He's been in jail for 30 months. Prison, 30 months. Over what you say? Supposedly machine guns. Did he have any machine guns? No. Did he have any guns at all? No. So what happened? Again, let's describe this like we're talking to a 9-year-old because we have to go there. This is a toy gun. This happens to be a toy gun that launches paint bullets at other people. But just like Patrick's situation, the government found him in possession of a toy gun and said, that is a machine gun. Even though it was not a machine gun, they took parts from a machine gun and put them into it. So they took the barrel of a functional weapon and put it in it, and they took the internals of a machine gun and put them in there, even though it would not accept a magazine. If you put a nail on the end of this bolt here and gas this gun up, a broken clock's right twice a day. I guarantee you probably get a regular round to go off in this thing if you filled the hopper full of 9mm bullets or something like that. You probably eventually get one to go. They got it to fire one round, and even though it can't accept a magazine, that they classified as a machine gun. 30 months in jail, 20 years in prison. I understand that I'm being very simplistic right now, and I'm being an asshole. But, quite frankly, the MO of, oh, my bad, let me go talk to one of my people over here, and they'll tell me what my position ought to be, that ship has sailed. You don't need another 30, 60, or 90 days to decipher whether this is something that you should do something about or not. I have given you basically the Cliff Notes or Spark Notes. Donald Trump would definitely be the Cliff Notes. That's for sure. Definitely the Cliff Notes. But what I'm saying is that he doesn't need to go get Red Flag Barbie to go write him up a brief. I've given it to him. He can handle it himself. Go. And in the meantime, -1 again. And then I'm going to have to reformat it because we're out of space.